You might have heard there are some very big things happening, and you might have thought this is very bad news. But to that I say, aren't there always very big things happening? Beyoncé is very big, and Beyoncé is very good. Netflix is very big, and Netflix is also very good. The moon is very big, and the moon is mysterious but acceptable. If you woke up one day and heard that there were no big things happening at all, well, that would be very bad news indeed. So relax, change is good, and everything is fine. This morning, I woke up, as I often do. I got out of bed, I stretched, and my back cracked in 3 places, reassuringly. I walked out to the end of my driveway to pick up the newspaper. I ran into my neighbor, Bill, taking out his trash. "Good morning," I said. "How's it going?" Bill looked at me with confusion and disgust and said, "You're naked." I said, "I think you're overreacting, Bill. Everything is fine." When I got inside, I put on a kettle and some underwear, and I sat down to read the paper before remembering that reading is for fools and weak minds. Television isn't perfect either, but you don't have to walk to the end of your driveway every morning to watch it, so I switched on the TV news. There was an important meeting. A proud, goblin-esque man surrounded by relatively normal-looking human beings was answering questions about, well, what else? The big thing that's happening. The goblin said, "It depends on how it goes. Worst case? Absolutely. A best case? Not at all. So we're going to have to see where it goes." I wasn't really focused on what he was saying, but he seemed confident. I like confidence. I like to hear that things will be fine. Because it is fine. I had heard enough, and the kettle was singing loudly for my attention. When I got to the kitchen, I fished out the very last tea bag and thought to myself, I must get some more tea. I found my favorite mug, the one with a very funny saying on it about how we can all agree that it's best if you don't speak to me. I poured in the hot water, and as I set the bright red kettle down, I smiled and remembered a charming, foul-tempered character from my favorite video game, the Angry Birds. I patted the warm iPhone sticking out of the elastic band of my boxer briefs. I will always have my birds, and everything will be fine. Sitting down with my tea, I took out my phone and opened Wikipedia to the page on world population. Seeing that the number had not gone down since yesterday, I smiled and nodded to myself. 7.7 billion people. Good for them. Everything is fine indeed. What shall I do today, I asked myself. Normally, I would go to work, but my boss has said not to bother coming in anymore. I told her she was overreacting, but she said that it's the law. I understood that. I like the law. With not much else to do, I went to the store, because I had a strange feeling I would not be able to wipe my bum. Having found no bath tissue, I bought a box of nose tissues, and really, I can't tell the difference. It's fine. At the store, I thought I'd pick up something to eat, but I couldn't find any food. Oh well, some days you win, and some days you lose. And today, I won. Any day I learn something new, I feel that I've won. Today, I learned that tissues have plenty of nutrients to get me through the day. For lunch today, I had 100 tissues, like a low-sodium lasagna. I washed it down with this tea. It was fine. I keep hearing a lot about curves. I don't really understand it, and therefore it doesn't really apply to me, but I do have some advice for all of you. Don't settle for flattening that curve. You need to get out there and turn that curve upside down, because everything is fine.